you the money to allow you to buy that piece of property with the bad C of O. Again, buyer might say, well, I'm okay with it. Title company doesn't care about it because it's for information purposes only. I'm willing to close. The chances are very, 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 very high that the bank is going to say to you, tough luck. We're not going to lend you that money until that C of O is taken care of, because we as a bank don't have any coverage in our mortgage policy from the title company insuring us on the C of O. And without that coverage, we don't feel comfortable, because if we ever have to take this property back, and we thought we were getting back a one family and it's really a four family, or we thought we were getting back a residential property and it's manufacturing, we're not getting back the collateral that we thought we were lending on. And for that reason, the bank feels very differently about C of Os. And I'll just say it one last time. Since there is no coverage on a C of O, the bank is not covered there. That's one area where a bank differs greatly in their view of things in the title report from the owner. And again, just to reiterate, at most closings, not all of them, if there's a mortgage, there are actually two title policies. There are actually two pieces of paper, or two little stacks of paper, stapled together, 6 or 8 pages or whatever. It might be 10, 12 pages. Title policies. There's the owner's policy, and there's the bank's policy. Bank walks away with their policy, owner walks away with their policy. Two total different policies, insuring two different beneficiaries. One, the beneficiary is the bank. The other, the beneficiary is you, the buyer. And as we're going to talk about in a few minutes, two different rates of title premiums that go along with these two different title policies. Okay, so since I mentioned title rates, it's as good a time as any to discuss them. As I mentioned very briefly earlier on, the rates of title insurance, the title insurance premiums, are regulated by New York State. And let me amplify on this a little bit and get into some of the details of it. So first of all, when should you order title insurance, and who orders title insurance? The answer is the earlier you order title insurance, the better. That's number one. Number two, generally, and there's no rule about this, generally on a purchase, title insurance is ordered by the buyer's attorney. Generally on a refi, the title insurance is ordered by the bank or the bank attorney. And I'll walk through this in a moment. As you might have noticed, I didn't say that title insurance is generally ordered by the actual purchaser of the insurance policy. It's a little odd, but it's still a product that's more a B2B type of product, business to business, as opposed to B2C, business to consumer. There are some changes that are going on with that. For the most part, most individuals are not picking the title insurance company when they're buying a piece of property. And why is that? Well, because traditionally attorneys have filled that role. And since the price of title insurance is regulated by New York State, the price that title company A, B, C, D, E, or F, or G is going to charge is going to be identical. So in theory, the price is the same, the product is the same, and there should be a similar comfort level with the consumer with every different title company. And the consumer shouldn't feel uncomfortable about the fact that his or her attorney likes to use ABC title company or XYZ title company. One should, in my opinion, trust their attorney, feel comfortable with their attorney. If the attorney says, hey, I like working with XYZ because I think they're great and they provide great service and great coverage, or I like dealing with ABC because I think they're great, I think, in my opinion, that the consumer is in great shape there. And in fact, I find that, the vast majority of my business as a title insurance executive and the business development end of things and the sales, and on the salesman end of what I do, comes from attorneys who are ordering title on behalf of their clients. Very rarely do I get title insurance for an individual, but when I do, sometimes I'll get a buddy of mine who says, hey, Mark, I'm buying a house, and rather than letting my attorney pick we're going to use for title,